Howdy, folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to the 25-25-25 challenge, where we are working on a tree, and the more that I work on the tree, the more I realize the tree, I think, is going to end up being taller than I had initially thought or hoped. I'm adjusting my mic right now. Let's take a break from the tree. Let's not do the tree this episode, because we did the tree all last episode, and the last thing I want is for someone to sit down and start watching the series and just think, oh no! I mean, I know I'm coming in on episode 40... What was the last one, 48? But it looks like all this is tree building simulator. Maybe I'll try the next episode instead of going back to the first episode and finding out what the heck's going on, because I'm an idiot. And then they go back, and then they watch the next episode, I should say. They're like, wait a minute, he's still working on that tree! Oh, worst series ever! And then they're gonna just not subscribe, and they're not gonna watch any more of my videos, and they're gonna blacklist me, and they're gonna leave some mean comments about how I am everything that's wrong with the internet, and really a whole lot of sort of, what is it, reflection? Not reflection. Deflection. They're deflecting. Yeah, because really, I'm not what's wrong with the internet. I am the solution. Is the scrap machine running? Oh, it can't scrap glass panes? Weird. I had no idea we'd broken the system when we did that. But yeah, look, this isn't a tree building simulator. I want to assure everyone at home watching that that's not what's going on. So if this is your first episode, first off, why did you click on this one? Why'd you click on the one with the big 48 or 49? I can't remember. Even now, I've already forgotten again. In the title. That's not logical. That doesn't make any sense. You gotta go back and watch the last several episodes. You're not even gonna understand what the challenge is in the 25 challenge. Maybe you've noticed, though, that we're really well beyond what the challenge is at this point. And I'm not gonna explain that to you. Oh, goodness gracious, I've forgotten to mute my phone. Oh, that's an embarrassment right there. If you are new to the channel, that probably seems like a big oversight on my part. And you're right. Look, I want to take just a moment. I have to apologize a lot these days. I ate all the popcorn. I didn't eat all of Jenna's popcorn. I know, I am sorry. I didn't. Well, I can't remember what the canon on that one is. And then I killed all of these innocent people. So I have to apologize for things a lot. But let me just go ahead and make one final apology for some nonsense. I lied! We are working on here today. Kind of. We're going to be building a better fountain. Or should we leave the fountain like it is? It looks kind of cool like that. Maybe we'll leave it like that, and we'll sort of just kind of build in down here. We're going to have to fill in the bottom here. This is the concrete that we previously decided we weren't going to use, but I've since decided now that we will use. Concrete, you don't have to pour water on it, do you? That used to be a thing in one of these packs. I can't remember which, but you would mix up concrete, and then you would pour water on it, and that would, like, set it or whatever. You set it and you forget it. I don't think that's what this is. Let's grab a bucket, potentially, possibly, hopefully, a bucket of water, and we'll pour that on there, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's just not a thing. I must be thinking of a different pack. It doesn't matter. We want to surround this thing with concrete, and really, if we were, decent builders, these foundations here would go really, really deep underground, and there would be concrete sort of holding them in place. Unfortunately, city government, yes, they are taxing you quite a bit. And yes, they are going to be making a lot of money off of all of the tourists coming through town. But that doesn't mean that they're going to spend enough money to build this thing properly. No. That just means they can cheap out on this and have a bunch of leftover money for, again, their little pet projects. The little things they do for their district that get them reelected that don't really benefit the rest of the town or their district all that much, So when it comes time for reelection, they can walk back out there on the campaign trail and say, look, I repainted the stripes on the street. I took money from other people in town and did that for the people in this part of town. Re-elect me. And everyone's going to be like, well, I mean, I didn't think there was anything wrong with them to begin with, but now that you mention it, those new stripes do look really good. I guess I'll vote for you. And then, boom, they're just re-elected once again. So we've got a fountain here. The last thing we want is people getting into the fountain, though, and, like, swimming in it, because that would be just a disaster. Because there's those parents. You know the ones I'm talking about. The ones who just don't care what their kids do. They're like awful parents, really. They shouldn't be allowed to have children. They're terrible at it. But they're like, oh, yeah, Tim, you want to swim in the public fountain? The water source? Yeah, okay, get naked, 4-year-old boy, and get in the water. Makes everyone a little bit uncomfortable here in town, but whatever. That's their problem. I don't care. I pay for this fountain. My kids can do whatever they want. I mean, yeah, that's fine. You raise your kid with that sort of mentality, and in a few years when they are in prison, because that's what happens. If you don't raise your kid, the government's going to have to do it. And when I say the government's going to raise them, guess what? The government's not going to send them to a timeout. Or will they? They will. It's called prison. It's the ultimate timeout. Little Timmy's walking around like, my mom told me I could do whatever I want. That's how I was raised. A spoiled brat. Like, okay, well, Timmy, you want to steal? You want to take a car for a joyride that's not yours? You do that, Timmy. You do that. And now we're locking you up behind bar. Oh, Timmy going to cry. Poor little Timmy gonna shed a tear now. Timmy regret his decisions. Oh, your mama's coming to the police station. Oh, she's mad. She's like an angry bear mom. Ooh, we locked up her Timmy. Hey, guess what? You ruined your kid. You had one chance to raise him right, and you failed. And now we have to do it. The public has to pay tax money to incarcerate your spoiled brat because you weren't too incompetent to raise him properly. You know what, Timmy? You deserve this, and your mother deserves this too. Oh, she's going to be mad. She's going to talk to every politician who will listen to her, and some of them will promise they'll try to do something to help Timmy. But Timmy's not getting out of jail. Timmy's going to court, where he's going to be found guilty, and he's going to be behind bars for a long, long time. And you know what? All those parents who tried to caution you, tried to warn you, remember what you told them? Remember how you told them you can raise your kid however you wanted? Well, you were right, and you did, and now you and your kid are paying the price for that. Good job. And the taxpayers. Taxpayers are paying the price for that. Your dumb kid, he got drunk, he stole a car, he went on a joyride, he crashed into a light pole. That's a lot of money. Guess what? Property taxes have to be raised again to cover your dumb kid's little joyride. So good job there. You ruined your kid, you ruined the town. That's why we have to have fences. It's because instances like that with your stupid kid. Now we have to spend more taxpayer dollars, which means we have to raise property taxes again to buy fencing to keep other stupid parents like you from letting their naked children swim in the fountains. All of this could have been avoided if you were just mildly competent as a parent, but you're not, and it's a shame. Okay, so there we go. We've got the water tower base finished. We've got this wall here, or this road here. Am I going to have to manually fill all of this in now? We might get that filler back out and just have this sort of capped off once more. Just another little capping over here. We have to sort of determine what the boundaries of the city are, and that's going to be a lot easier once I get all this machinery taken down. Oh, no. Oh, Shrek me. Well, actually, that doesn't seem to be causing any problems. Didn't we use a quarry fixer over there? Shouldn't it have prevented this? How did this happen? I mean, you have to understand, it started off as like a tiny little leak, and now this whole place is flooded. I mean, it doesn't look like it's interfering. It looks like it's mining everything up just fine. This might explain why we were having some lag earlier. Oh, man, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, but we'll deal with it. You know what? Let's cap it off. Let's cap it off, and... oh, this is going to look cool, isn't it? When all this starts to disappear. Look at that. That is pretty cool. If we hit a spatch of lava, yeah, a patch of lava is what I meant to say. What would normally happen there is it would either prevent this thing from drilling up that section, or the water would turn it into obsidian. But, you know, if that happens, we'll just throw down a quarry fixer and be done with it. Wow, look how broken the world is here. Great. Okay, so that's the problem fixed. The zombie's dead now. Zombie can't survive anymore. It's a good thing the quarry can't collect the liquids. Otherwise, this whole network over here would be full of water. As I said that, I came up here and I looked in the kinesis pipe, and I saw that blue, and I was like, no way! No way! And then, of course, no way. It's not going to happen. You know what I just realized? I mean, that thing still hasn't produced a single red matter, but if it did, it would get piped out into here, because this stupid thing is still going. Disable that. I mean, I say stupid. This thing isn't stupid. This thing has never caused us any trouble. It's this one in here that's going crazy all the time that causes us all the trouble. And is it even working still? Yeah, okay, good. We haven't jammed up the system again like we did that time we tried to throw glass panes in there. Hold on a second. Okay, I smelled something questionable, but then I remembered I just took something out of the oven before starting this episode, so it's cooling down right now, and that's probably the smell. And if you're thinking, Reese, food shouldn't smell questionable. Listen, you've never smelled my cooking, okay? It smells a little bit questionable. It'll taste fine. It'll taste just fine. It'll taste great, in fact, but it does smell a little questionable. I think we should finish the tower. I know I said that when I started the episode, I didn't want this entire episode to be about the water tower, because I didn't want newbies. But at this point, if you're a newbie and you're still watching, you're not going to leave just because I'm working on a water tower. And at this point, you have plenty of other reasons why you could leave that are unrelated to the water tower. And in fact, even if you've been with the series for a long time, you might be pretty ready to leave at this point, because what have I done? And you're looking at the water tower, you think, Reese, you need to finish it. And you're getting ready to sing. And I know what you're going to sing. You're going to sing, "What are you waiting for? Build it like you do. Build it like you do." I'm doing it. I'm building it just like I've always done. Just like I will do for the rest of time. It's a rhyme. It's a sick beat. It's a sign that we're probably going to be here for longer than 50 episodes, aren't we? Whatever it takes to get the town done, I suppose, is the new goals. So what I'm thinking is, the bottom one now looks really small in comparison. Let's build all the way up the trunk here. We got to determine how we're going to end this thing. I wanted it to come out to a point, like a tree that points to the heavens. But I'm not sure how we're going to accomplish that just yet. Eventually, the inside's going to have to get narrower. But I don't want it to look goofy, no matter what. You know, I mean, I get a giant water tower with a tree, a faux tree around it, made with the real leaves, though, which is another selling point we haven't touched on. I understand that it's going to look a little bit goofy no matter what, but still, that's a good selling point right there. This is a very environmental project. Like, we went out of our way to source real leaves, and these real leaves are, you know, making oxygen. They're not, because they're dead. We pulled them off of a tree. We sprayed them with some sort of artificial sealant to keep them from decaying. It's bad. It's real bad. Some of the sealant is sort of leaking into the atmosphere around us, and I wouldn't recommend breathing the air, really. That's what the EPA said when they were out here. They said, you don't need to have people out here, because all of that spray sealant that you put on the leaves is going to cause some real problems. But we said, there's a big Christmas celebration coming up in a couple months, and that's going to get a lot of revenue to the town, so that we can say we're going to fill the potholes, but then suddenly that money goes missing and the potholes never get filled. And it doesn't matter, because they're going to reelect me anyway, because I'm a familiar name on the ballot, and maybe we have a bit of a problem with a rat infestation. Who can say? Doesn't matter. I am the familiar name on the ballot. They will reelect me. But yeah, so we really can't tell people not to come here. I'll tell you what we can do, though, EPA. Tell you what we can do. We'll make you... We'll do you this one. We'll give you this solid. What we can do is we will have free stands where people can go and they can get masks, you know, with little filters on them. And then we'll hand those out for free. And, you know, we'll just increase property taxes to cover that. I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, aren't you going to be making a whole lot of money off of the Christmas celebration, all the tourists and everything? Yes. But we're still going to go ahead and just increase property taxes anyway, because, you know, I'm sure we can find uses for that money even after the tourists are gone. You know, we could always use a little bit more money here in town. So we'll just go ahead and raise the property taxes. And we're not going to have quite enough masks. We might under-order them, which will be a hassle for some parents, you know, who are actually interested in having those masks. But we'll have maybe enough for 10% of the population, and we'll have them at stands that are really difficult to access, and they're not clearly advertised, you know, where they're at, so that, you know, we can limit the amount of people actually getting a hold of them. And then maybe what we can do is we can put the ones that aren't taken into storage for next year, and then that way next year we can buy even fewer. But we will raise property taxes again, just to compensate for that, because we can't be spending, you know, our hard-earned money on masks to save people's lives. That would be ridiculous. What's that? Oh, we could have spent a little bit more and potentially gotten some sort of spray sealant that wouldn't give everyone horrible cancer. Well, that would have certainly been an option, but, you know, what do we expect us to do? How are we going to do that? Are we going to raise property taxes again? Hey, wait a minute. There is an idea. It might sound, from the way these videos are being recorded, that I have some sort of an issue with property taxes being raised every year, despite the fact that the value of my home has not actually been raised. And I want to assure you that, yes, I do. I do have an issue with that. And yeah, I am kind of irritated about it. That's why I keep bringing it up. Now, are we going to put a radio tower in this thing, or is that just us being goofy? What we could probably do is stick a solar panel on the top of it. Nah, you know what? Radio tower we'll put someplace else. We'll worry about that later. So if we cap it off right now with the way that it is, it's going to look real dumb. But let's go ahead and cap it off anyway. And that'll kind of give us an idea of where we're at and how much further we have to go. So we'll fill in. We're just going to leave the inside hollow. I don't know. Maybe we can use it for storage. That doesn't look too bad. That actually does not look too bad. It does still kind of look vaguely like a mushroom. But I'm okay with that, because you know what I just realized? College kids. College kids love shrooms. They're going to be like, hey man, let's go down and we can look at the big shroom tower. Man, I love this town. I think it looks fine. I think it could look a little bit better if we bumped it up again, but let's go ahead and say that that is complete. We have completed the water tower. It looks like a house that an elf would live in, or a pixie, or some sort of gnome, or some creature of that descript. But it does look a bit like a tree, and I'm pretty impressed. Now, we need to fill up the water tower, which is a process that I've forgotten about. Can we stick a solar panel? Hold on, it's not going to work. The solar panel needs access to the sun, I've realized. So I can't just stick that there and have that start working. Yeah, unfortunately. Fortunately, that's not going to do it. What we could do is we can get a power teleporting pipe under here. That'll work. That'll work just fine. So we'll break that off. And we'll do that in a bit. First off, I need to figure out what the layout of this town is going to be. I think that first things... Is this going to stay? Is this weird... what is this? I've heard this described as so many things. Some people are like, oh, it's clearly a church. You know, there's the church, there's the steeple, look inside, see all the people. There's none there, I killed them all. But I've also seen it called like an armory. I don't know what it is. It's a hideous eyesore. It's going down. I can hear protesters outside. That thing has stood for over 1,000 years. Yeah, it's in the way. All right, it's in the way of my progress, so we're cutting it down. Hi, I'm the mayor. I've got a vanity project. I don't care if this thing has been here for 1,000 years. It's going down. Oh, what's that? Oh, there's a lot of tourists that come out to look at it. Oh, well, that is a bit of a problem, because we get a lot of money from tourism. It supplements the money we get from our property taxes quite well. But you know what? That's fine. We're going to take it down, and we're going to build something even better in its place. We're going to build a Fortnite arcade. That's the big new thing I hear. We're going to build Fortnite arcade. It's going to be great. The kids are going to love it. It's going to be fantastic. I forgot about this chest up here. I keep forgetting about it. It's okay. If we break it, there's another one in town. That was the whole purpose of putting this chest up here, is if you break it, the contents are fine. Let's not break it, though. Let's just leave it floating in the air there for a bit, and then I'll forget about it again. It'll be real funny when I remember. I'll be like, what's that chest up there? Oh, yeah. It's all of the EMC. What a wacky time. What are we going to build here in this thing's place? What are we supposed to do with this town? I know I said I was going to restore it, and when I initially came up with that idea, my plan was just to literally build a vanilla Minecraft town. Just kind of put all the houses back the way they were. But now that I've built this ridiculous water tower, I don't think that I can do that. I think that it has to match the water tower aesthetically, which is going to be a bit of a disaster if I have to design a whole bunch of different houses. Oh, Shrek me sideways. That's exactly where this is going, isn't it? Do we need some sort of agriculture? I don't know. I think the water tower is good, because before they just had that well here in the middle, and well, that's not great, is it? How is the quarry going? We really need the quarry to finish up. Once the quarry's done, we can cap it. I can take down all of that machinery there, and we can, sort of get a lay on the land and what needs to go where. Okay, let's build the mayor's house, I guess, next. Should we get rid of that portal to the nether? Or is that sort of part of the town's charm? Do you want to go to hell? Come on over to our town. We don't even have a name for the town. Comment down below if you have a name suggestion for the town. Currently the town without a name. Do you want to go to hell this weekend? Come on over to our town. We've got a portal there. It's great. I'm sorry, it's actually the Nether. Do you want to go to the Netherlands this year? That's an actual place. That's why the joke is funny. Okay, we're going to patch in that hole, and we're going to clear out the dirt. This is going to be a flat town. I know that, hills and whatnot give a town character, but I'm not here for character. I'm here for efficiency. This is going to be a nice flat town. You know what the town needs? It needs some walls. It needs some way to keep the monsters out. Because let's be real. Let's stop pretending for a moment that this is some small American town where the property taxes are absolutely out of control and someone needs to put a stop to them. And I'm telling you, a revolution is around the corner. Viva la revolution if you don't stop raising my property taxes. I'm not even kidding. I am preparing the rebels. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea, 3 if by me, if you know what I mean. Let's build the mayor's house back here. And then we'll put up some walls around it to keep the lowly peasants out. And by lowly peasants, I mean the people who voted me into office, because everyone knows they are very much beneath me. And, I mean, for this, we're going to have some dirt. But you know what? There is a device that we can use called the Eye of Mercurial. And we're going to need a Klein star to power it. The smallest one possible, preferably. So how did we do this again? We hit C, Klein star, dirt, charge this bad boy up with V. There we go. That really messed up Jenna. Here we go. So we'll bring up the ground back here. This is a lot better for small projects compared to the last time we tried to use it for like really big projects. Oh, come on. It's not going to get rid of the grass. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Fine, though. We'll have to come back here later maybe and sort of tidy up a bit, you know, trim away some of the fat. But that's okay. Look, there's spots under here where there's just... Yeah, it doesn't matter. All right, we built up the ground really fast. That is what we were going for. So the mayor's house is going to be back here. And you're going to take a step. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's build the passage back like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And why does that look thin and ridiculous? Oh, because we didn't put ones here. I mean, it's still going to be thin, but it's not going to be ridiculous. Perfect. So you take 3 steps away, and then right around in here is where we're going to have the gate that you cannot pass through, because you cannot have access to the mayor that you put into office. Can't allow that. Can't allow that at all. Most mayors don't have a mansion, I should note. You know, that's not a thing. But this mayor does, because dadgummit, he raised your property taxes. He's getting something out of that. Do we have some sort of a gate? Oh, well, that was obvious. A fence? We have some fences. Isn't there like an electric fence we can get, though? Ooh, okay. Chain link fence. That's, you know, I think that's what they have out in front of the White House. Razor wire. The town's not that rough. So we need a chain link fence, and we need a chain link fence post. So for that, we're going to need chain link, which is just iron in a real weird shape. Let's get lots and lots of iron, because I think that's what we're going to need for chain link. Did any of this have... Oh, it has EMC value. Oh, that's fabulous. That's really fabulous. So we'll build some of this. Oh, wait, we got to get the actual grid open here. And... Good, we'll get some chain link. Lots and lots and lots of it. 60 of it. That's good. And then we got to make the post. So, hold down shift. Okay, no, look, I'll do it myself. That's fine. Oh. Oh, aluminum and tin. No, and iron. Iron and... that's what I've got in there. Oh, hold on. Is it being super... I was going to say, is it super picky? Do I have to get it in just the right slot? Oh, this is chain sheet. It's not actually chain link. Oh, look, we can make chain armor with this stuff. That is a nice touch, mod. That is a really nice... Because there's no other way to make it. I like that. I approve. So we'll get some of that, and then we will put all of this away, you know, just in case we need it later. Maybe throw a couple of those in there. You know, what are you waiting for? I feel like a bit of a fool, though, for not realizing that sooner. Cool. So we've got the chain link fence posts. And then how does this work? Let's get some more chain link. Let's get a stack of each. And then I'm going to have to figure out how this works after we take a nap. Should I get that watch of flowing time I had talked about before? It's going to be a nightmare to keep it inside of my inventory and not accidentally condense it. But it could be a good call. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get the watch of flowing time. And I guess now's as good time as any. Right-click, fast forward. So the sun's going to go faster. It's going to go backwards. It's not going to move at all. Or it's set to off. Can I not freeze the sun? What about if I shift-click? Oh, I thought we could freeze this. What if we froze the sun? No, now it's... Whoa! Okay! I don't guess that has any effect on things like a quarry, though, unfortunately. We can rewind it, but we can't freeze it in the sky. Well, what a shame. What an absolute shame. Just recondense it. That was a waste of my time. So do I do a chain link And then another one? You could, I suppose. But what if I did this? How many could I go before needing another chain? Apparently a lot, which is handy. How big? Oh no, I was going to say how big should the property be for the mayor's mansion? I hadn't thought about that yet. The bigger I make it, the more work it's going to be for me, so I'm tempted to say keep it simple. Keep it small. But I don't know. All right, well, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!